evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Skarim Zimek and here are the top stories we're tracking for you on the 24th of June. India sees highest single-day spike of 15,968 COVID-19 cases in 24 hours. Local residents criticize Pakistan's fiscal budget, says no relief for them. And Maldives to reopen borders for international tourists from July 15. And now for all the details. In yet another biggest single-day spike, India recorded nearly 16,000 new cases of the novel coronavirus on Wednesday, taking the tally to 456,183. India also saw a spike of 465 deaths due to COVID-19, taking the death toll to 14,476.
With the highest single-day spike of 15,968 cases and 465 deaths in the last 24 hours, India's COVID-19 count reached 456,183 on Wednesday. The count includes active cases. Western Maharashtra province remains the worst affected by the infection so far in the country. Meanwhile, the national capital's confirmed coronavirus cases reached 66,602. Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia on Wednesday said he wrote to Interior Minister Amit Shah seeking his intervention in scrapping the new order by Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal, which requires every coronavirus patient to visit a quarantine centre for clinical assessment to ascertain whether he requires hospitalization or home isolation. Sisodia said people are facing a lot of problems due to the new system and it should be scrapped immediately.
ज़मीन पे जो हालात हैं उसको देखते हुए मैं एक बार फिर से अमित शाह जी से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि आप इसमें इंटरवीन करिए। आपने पहले भी जब 5 दिन वाला मसला हुआ था कि 5 दिन आवश्यक क्वारंटीन कर आदेश एलजी साहब ने दे दिया था, उसमें भी आपने इंटरवीन करके उसको पलटवाया था। ये जो हर आदमी को क्वारंटीन सेंटर ले जाके उसके वहां चेकअप करने का जो व्यवस्था है, इसको भी आपको बदलवाना पड़ेगा।
Meanwhile, amid rising cases, Delhi government has turned luxury hotels into isolation facilities for positive patients. Following the order of Delhi High Court earlier this month, around 30 to 35 hotels have been attached to various hospitals in the city and will be at their disposal to capacitate patients. Delhi has stopped hotels from reopening as it might want to convert them into temporary hospitals if there is a big jump in cases. Health experts say India's peak could still be weeks away, if not months.
India will reduce staff strength in the Pakistan High Commission in New Delhi by 50% and recall a similar number of officials from its commission in Islamabad, India's foreign ministry said on Tuesday, amid an ongoing diplomatic row between the two nations.
Amid the ongoing diplomatic tussle with Pakistan, India on Tuesday said it will reduce the staff strength in Pakistan High Commission in New Delhi by 50% and would recall half of its officials from Indian High Commission in Islamabad. Raising concerns over the activities of Pakistani officials in India, the Foreign Ministry told Pakistan's charge d'affaires to India that their envoys have engaged in acts of espionage and maintained dealings with terror organizations. India also cited the recent example of 2 Pakistani envoys who were expelled and sent back over charges of spying. It said the recent abduction at gunpoint of 2 Indian officials and their severe ill treatment underlines the extent to which Pakistan has gone in that direction. The Foreign Ministry said the Pakistan's behavior is not in conformity with Vienna Convention and bilateral agreements on the treatment of diplomatic and consular officials. Rattled by India's decision, Pakistan continued its blame narrative against New Delhi on the Kashmir issue. In a statement, Pakistan's Foreign Office claimed that they always function within the parameters of international law and diplomatic norms. Meanwhile, Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Qureshi said that they will also reduce the staff strength in the Indian High Commission in Islamabad by 50%.
Moving on. A local politician in Pakistan-administered Kashmir has criticized Prime Minister Raja Farooq Haider Khan and his Pakistan Muslim League party for not fulfilling any of the promises made during 2016 elections. He said the government has now started development projects like construction of roads only to gain votes in the upcoming elections.
A local politician in Pakistan-administered Kashmir has blamed Prime Minister Raja Farooq Haider Khan and his Pakistan Muslim League party for not fulfilling any of their promises made during the 2016 elections and have now started road constructions to woo the voters. The local leaders from Bala town said the government's focus is only on the upcoming elections and they are not interested in serving the people.
आज़ाद कश्मीर के मौजूदा वज़ीर आज़म ने अपनी इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में जो इलेक्शन 2016 में वादे किए थे उन वादों को उन्होंने बिल्कुल पसे पुष्ट डाला और आज आखिरी साल चंद किलोमीटर सड़कें देकर लोगों को फिर अगले साल होने वाले इंतखाबात के लिए अपनी जानब उनकी तवज्जो दिलाई है.
People of Pakistan-administered Kashmir have been waiting for years now for a better administration that could work for their development. However, the corruption and ignorance in the system has become a major challenge for the growth of the region under Pakistan's occupation, leaving its future in dark.
In news from Pakistan, locals in Pakistan's largest city of Karachi, while criticizing government, have said that recently announced budget for the year 2020-21 has nothing to offer to the general public and is beyond understanding of all. Pakistani government in its fiscal budget has allocated more funds to the defense sector than to its health sector, which has drawn major criticism at the time of coronavirus pandemic.
Locals in Pakistan's largest city of Karachi have said the federal government's fiscal budget for the year 2020 and 21 announced earlier this month has nothing to offer to general public and is beyond everybody's understanding. People said since the entire world is facing an uncertain period due to the COVID-19 pandemic and Pakistan is also receiving aid from international organizations, they were expecting major tax relaxations from the budget. But to their disappointment, nothing of that sort happened.
बजट जिन्होंने पढ़ा उनकी भी समझ में नहीं आया होगा उन्होंने पढ़ा क्या है बजट है क्या उनकी खुद समझ में नहीं आया जिन्होंने बजट बनाया है इतने फाइनेंस हमारे डिपार्टमेंट है सब कुछ है लेकिन उनकी खुद समझ में नहीं है बजट उन्होंने दिया क्या है किसी को समझ में नहीं आया थोड़े से रेट महंगे किए गए हैं क्या फ़ायदा है आवाम को क्या फ़ायदा है बेनिफिट कुछ भी नहीं है आवाम को आवाम जैसे कल रुल रही थी आज भी रुल रही है.
Experts had earlier said the government should allocate a greater share of their new budget towards healthcare, as the pandemic in Pakistan is almost getting out of control.
इस वक्त गवर्नमेंट की तरफ जो है हम आम लोगों की नज़रें बेनते आती कि यार एक आम छोटे ताजिर की नज़र थी हमारी नज़र भी थी कि यार गवर्नमेंट कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा रिलीफ देगी क्योंकि इस वक्त जो है वो WHO की तरफ से और जो है IMF की तरफ से और दूसरी जो जितनी भी वर्ल्ड वाइड जो तंजीम जो चीज़ें रिलीफ फराहम करती हैं वो सारी की सारी चीज़ें जो हैं वो हमारे मुल्क को भी वो रिलीफ मिल रहा था.
Pakistan has allocated more funds to the defense sector than to its health sector at a time when there is already a lack of proper medical facilities and personal protection equipment for medical staff amid virus outbreak in the country. As of Wednesday, there were 188,926 coronavirus cases in Pakistan with 3,755 associated deaths.
Moving on, Afghanistan on Tuesday confirmed 324 new COVID-19 cases, bringing the total number of the patients in the country to 29,481. Meanwhile, the health authorities have spent $36.7 million for the coronavirus response out of a total of $155.7 million allocated by the Afghan government for this purpose. The Afghan Ministry of Public Health on Tuesday confirmed 324 new COVID-19 cases, bringing the total number of the patients in the country to 29,481. As of Wednesday, the total number of cases stands at 29,481, including 618 deaths. According to the ministry, the total number of people recovered from the virus reached 9,260 after 419 patients recovered since early Monday. So far, 66,800 tests have been conducted since February across the country.
در 24 ساعت گذشته به تعداد 953 رویداد مورد آزمایش قرار گرفته که از این جمله به تعداد 324 واقع مثبت تایید گردیده است.
Health authorities have spent $36.7 million for the coronavirus response out of a total of 155.7 million US dollars allocated by the Afghan government for this purpose. The majority of this amount has been used for the purchase of health equipment and the construction and upkeep of hospitals, according to the ministry. The Maldives President Ibrahim Mohammed Solih has announced that the Indian Ocean island country will open its borders on July 15 after almost 4 months of closure due to the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic.
The Maldives President Ibrahim Mohammed Solih announced in his address to the nation on Tuesday that his country will reopen its borders for international tourists on 15 July after almost 4 months of closure due to the outbreak of the global pandemic COVID-19. Resorts, lifeboats and hotels located at uninhabited islands will be open for tourists from July 15, 2020. Guest houses and hotels located at inhabited islands will be open from August 1. The Ministry of Tourism also posted a video on Twitter with the caption, "We are back on July 15, 2020. The guidelines for reopening the tourism sector was also released by the ministry, giving comprehensive information for all sectors across the tourism industry on their standard operating procedures as well as important information to tourists. The country had closed its borders on March 27 to stop the spread of the virus that resulted in impacting its largely tourism-dependent economy. Maldives has a total of 2,217 COVID-19 confirmed cases, out of which 1,813 recovered, and active number stands at 394. Out of the total COVID-19 cases, 1,442 were foreigners, while 775 were from the Maldives.
Farmers in India's Jammu and Kashmir have started the pruning of mulberry trees to boost cocoon production as the coronavirus lockdown has eased in the Northern Territory. Pruning is important for good quality leaves, which affects the quality of silk produced by silkworms.
Farmers in Meerganj village of India's Jammu and Kashmir have started the pruning of mulberry trees to boost cocoon production as the coronavirus lockdown has eased in the Northern Territory. Pruning is important for good quality leaves, which affects the quality of silk produced by silkworms. The mulberry cocoon reared in Jammu and Kashmir is one of the best quality in Asia. It yields a very fine fiber, which is often compared with the best quality in the world.
हमारी रियासत में रेशम की सनत बहुत पहले से चली आ रही है और उसके लिए 2 कंपोनेंट्स बहुत ज़रूरी हैं। एक है रेशम का कीड़ा और दूसरा है तूत का पौधा। तो रेशम का कीड़ा सिर्फ इसी तूत के पौधे पर ही पलता है, जो इसका पत्ता है, और इसके पत्ते की नशोनुमा के लिए ज़रूरी है कि हम इसको रेगुलरली प्रूनिंग कर पाएंगे।
According to farmers, timely rainfall and organic fertilizers have increased the mulberry production in Jammu and Kashmir this year.
पत्ते की क्वालिटी भी इस साल बहुत अच्छा है, इससे हमारे रेशम की पैदावार भी बहुत अच्छा होगा सर, और भी जो हमें फ़ायदा है वो भी मिल रहा है सर। और घर में बैठे बैठे हम तंग आ गए थे, एक्चुअली हम स्टूडेंट है, इसीलिए हमें भी यहाँ पे फ़ायदा मिल रहा है, कुछ काम करने का मौका भी मिल रहा है।
Jammu and Kashmir, just like other regions of India, was under lockdown since March as a precautionary measure to curb the spread of the deadly coronavirus. Economic activities are now allowed to reopen across the country as part of government's Unlock 1.0 plan.
Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now, our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.